Good evening. Welcome to our webinar. I'm Isham. I'm happy to see you all here. I would just to introduce our European Wellness Council member, Barbara. She will take some time for you tonight to go through the DNA 24, and she will give you a lot of tips and hints, and she is amazing, so you will enjoy. Baba,
Yeah, hi, I'm here.
that's your call now.
Fantastic, fantastic. Welcome, everybody. I am so excited about this call. It's a really, really exciting time for the business, and I welcome all of Europe onto the call. It is so exciting. We have people from all over Europe on tonight, and it is just thrilling to have everyone with us. So I'm going to try to speak really slowly and really clearly, so this can be translated as well in French and Dutch and Portuguese and everything. So it's very, very exciting. Welcome everyone to the call. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first, so we kind of set the background, and then we're going to go into debunking some myths around weight loss, which will help you with all of your clients as well. And then we're going to get quite detailed about the whole range and the whole product for the DNA 24. So without ado, let's hop on to the next slide. Hopefully everyone can see the same slides as well. So just a little bit about myself. My background is nutrition. I'm an author. I ran a national healthy meal delivery company for 12 years and sold that 2 years ago, and wanted to team up with a company who had the same manufacturing principles and awesome products that we have, and RX just matched my principles straight away. So hence I came on board about 1.5 years ago, and I am your first European member of the Global Wellness Council, which is an absolute honor to be part of. So thank you everyone for supporting that as well. So I'm a busy mom. I have 2 children myself. I turned 50 this year, just feeling fantastic on all the RX products. And I have a daughter who's 20 and one who's 17 as well, so they keep me really, really busy. So how did I start into nutrition in the first place? Well, I was Canadian champion skater. And then up until the age of 18, I unfortunately developed something called hypoglycemia. And that's when your blood sugar levels raise really quickly and then drop. And unfortunately, I couldn't train for the world team, so my career finished, which was really devastating at the time, as you can imagine. But luckily, my mom, who was a pharmacist, and her best friend was a nutritionist, and they worked really well nutritionally, getting me better. So hence I went into the world of nutrition to help other athletes to avoid the mistakes that I made. And so I ended up specializing in athletic performance and nutrition, and then moving into the world of weight loss when I finished my travels. So how did I end up here in the UK? I met my husband in Australia, and he was from Poole in Dorset, and so we came back here to get married, but our traveling days weren't over. So we then got teaching jobs in Japan at medical universities, and spent 10 years living in Japan, where we had both of our children. And this is where I extended my learning in nutrition, because I was just amazed at the huge variety of food and how they had low rates of obesity and low rates of cancer out there. So, you know, researching that was just incredible as well. And then last year I launched my first cookbook, which is Rainbow Recipes. So there's a good kind of background there, gives you, sort of sets it up. There's my cookbook there, Rainbow Recipes. I write for Integrated Cancer Oncology News. I am a patron of Cancer Active, and I've also written the Nutrition for the Motorsport Fitness Manual, amongst other publications. So it is something that I love, and I've written some great stuff for everyone tonight. So let's get straight into these are just some more accolades. It gets quite embarrassing, actually. Just wanted to really let everyone know that I am definitely know what I'm talking about here. So when we debunk these myths, you can definitely use my name. Okay, Slenderiiz DNA 24. This is a phenomenal program. I am having the greatest results with this, and the clinical trials back up everything scientifically as well, which is great. You know, look, there are some very, very common myths out there. One of them being that the simple mathematical equation of lowering your calories and more exercise equals weight loss. I'm going to tell you right now, that's a lie. Because unless your hormones are completely balanced, that means you know, your insulin, your testosterone, your estrogen, your cortisol levels are and your thyroid are completely imbalanced, then that equation might be true. But I'd like you to show me one person who actually has that in complete balance, and there isn't someone. So I'm going to show you this evening the truth. And the truth why DNA 24 actually really works, and how all of the RX products can complement and support weight loss, continued weight loss, not the yo-yo weight loss. Yo-yo weight loss is when you lose weight really, really quickly, and we'll go into this. But basically what happens then is you're eating into lean muscle tissue, which we do not do on the DNA 24, okay? So we support the whole system, and I'm going to explain the different categories and why that actually helps. Okay, so when we take a look at weight loss, mainly I like to start with exercise. Okay, we all need to move more. We all know that. So exercise is incredibly, incredibly important, because the cardio activity actually helps you burn calories and therefore helps you burn body fat. But there are different types of exercise that can help. Okay, so the cardio is great, but simple things like walking, running, cycling, swimming, aerobic exercise, using the mass body muscles. You know, you can do some weightlifting, you can do some yoga. The key here is consistency. So anywhere, obviously, from 10 minutes in the morning, just doing some simple stretches and yoga exercises, to some hard cardiovascular activity that you need to be doing every week. Not necessarily on a daily basis, but you need to be doing it 2 to 3 times a week. And this, it just makes sense. A lot of this is common sense that I'm telling you. So when we debunk myths, we want to take a look at the science behind it, but actually throw some good common sense into this as well. So the biggest one really is taking a look. We've got the exercise, and then we have the hormone balance. This is massive. Those are people who have, you know, their cortisol, the thyroid, the insulin, the estrogen, the testosterone. These are all in balance. When those are out of balance, that actually throws the weight issue into chaos, okay? So when we have, let's take the hormone cortisol, we've got high cortisol. This is when you have hard to lose belly fat, which a lot of people have hard to lose belly fat, okay? Because cortisol is an alpha hormone. So basically what that means, it has the sway on all the hormones. So this is the most important one that we have to get under control. So the day and night drops really do help that, and I'm going to get into reasons why afterwards. We're just going to go through the main headlines right now, okay? So high cortisol is a result of chronic stress, which is an absolute epidemic in this culture. Don't you know it, okay? How many people do you know are stressed? And what is out there to deal with it? Not a lot, except DNA 24. Okay, so they hard to lose belly fat, the sugar cravings, and the lousy sleep. Those are all controlled by high cortisol levels. All right. So how do we balance this that hormone? Well, you can hit the pause button. If you're anything like me, I don't have a pause button, okay? But I do take regular sort of breaks throughout the day, either deep breathing. I do yoga every single morning with a 5-minute meditation, because that's all I have time for. That's enough for me to pause and get things done, but that will make a massive difference. The other thing, though, which isn't necessarily on the whole DNA 24, but if you wanted to add in the omega-Q, the omega-Q is absolutely amazing for helping reduce those cortisol levels. So you can actually upsell to something like that as well. Okay. The next one is low thyroid. Do you know what? I hear this so often, everyone who has thyroid issues. So, you know, this is something you will definitely come up against, a sluggish metabolism. So stress and high cortisol slow down your thyroid. I want you to start getting a full picture here, okay, of the truth around the Slenderiiz program and why it supports it. Because most other weight loss programs do not look at all of these points. And of course, Deanna Latson and Tom Jackson have taken everything into consideration when producing this product. So, you know, the science behind this is there. I'm going to repeat that again because this is immensely important. Stress and high cortisol can slow down your thyroid. So it's really important that we, you know, take a look at that. Now that can be anything to do with weight gain, to fatigue, to brain fog, to depression. Okay, those are all linked with this as well. So it's really, really important. And 15 to 20% of the population, people with depression, have a low thyroid. So again, we can actually boost their moods with using this as well, and some good mood food. My best good mood food that I have is the MOA. This is just fantastic. Again, you can take a look at adding this into the weight loss equation because it will really support that as well. So how else can we balance this, the actual sort of balancing those hormones? Take a look at eradicating endocrine disruptors in your home. And this, again, is what we have to do. We have estrogen mimics all around us, which is why we have the whole Revive range, okay, which are not chemically based, and they're not going to mess up your endocrine system. So again, if you have a client whose, you know, metabolism is so slow, their thyroid is messed up, and their cortisol is, then you really do need to be looking at changing everything to a healthy home so they're not having any estrogen mimics around them. And that really comes from your personal care products as well. Okay, let's take a look at the next hormone here, which is insulin resistant. So insulin is the hormone that stores fat. Okay, so we really need to get this working properly. Now, this is all to do with the diet, and it makes a massive, massive difference with the diet. So when you get your wonderful pack, okay, with your bottles in, yeah, so we have these. You also get the most amazing leaflet, and in the leaflet, you're going to have an approved foods list. This is there for a reason, okay? It's not that we want to make life difficult for you, all right? It's just going to put you more on the way to helping with the insulin resistance. So basically, we want to fuel the body the way it needs to be fueled so we can start losing some of the belly fat and retraining the body to work absolutely properly. Now, this is not a paleo diet. This is not a ketogenic diet. This is not a low carb. This is not a low calorie. It is a sensible, common sense, removing the foods that actually don't have a nutritional value and replacing those with high nutrient-dense food. Okay, that is what we're doing. So don't be scared with that at all. Okay, let's take a look at estrogen because this one is massive. So low estrogen, okay, and estrogen issues can stimulate your appetite. So we have, you know, the day and night drops to actually help with that. But the best way of regulating a lot of the estrogen in the system, obviously removing the estrogen mimics, which we want to from our personal care products, but taking a look at exercise. Again, all of these points, okay, exercise, hormone balance are really, really severely linked. So make sure you're doing a little bit of exercise. One of the best foods that I want everybody to be including is broccoli. Now, broccoli can actually denature estrogen in the system. So we want to be looking at adding broccoli to your meals as well, and then we can get that estrogen denatured. Okay, we're going to take a look at low testosterone. So it's difficult to kind of explaining with the low testosterone. The easiest way I do it is people look really doughy, you know, like they look doughy, like a donut, like the Michelin Man, if you have the Michelin Man here, you know what I mean. So this is sort of remodeling the system, and basically this is when your metabolism just slows down. So you need to dump the sugar. This is a massive, massive, you know, sugar rush. And I know when you see people who are doughy, which is what I call it, it's because they have way too much sugar and way too much alcohol in their diet. Now, alcohol is a really big thing. You will have better results if you remove alcohol from the program. That's a no-brainer. That is common sense, okay? But a lot of people, their lifestyles just won't do it, or they won't give it up because they're too addicted to it. You need to get real with this program, okay? So if you want the best results, then follow it to a T and commit to it. This is the easiest way. Did you know that women, especially, when you take a look, there's a magazine report that I have here that women who drink alcohol are actually slowing their metabolism by 70%. I'm going to repeat that, 70%. So if you have any of the problems with hormone balance or a slow metabolism, then really take a look at your alcohol intake. If you're not drinking alcohol and you still have those, then it could be, we'll follow the circle all the way around and make sure you tick every single box for there, especially the carb cravings. Who gets carb cravings? Even I do sometimes. Everybody does. And it's just one of those things that we really need to control. And I'm going to go back up to the top because exercise is the key for this, all right? It not only burns calories and promotes health, but it curbs your cravings. So does the day and night drops. We have something in there. We'll go through all the ingredients afterwards, but it's really important, all right? Okay, because curbing those carb cravings also stops that blood sugar roller coaster. Now, backing up to why my skating career finished was because I developed something called hypoglycemia, and that's when your blood sugar levels are just all over the place. Okay, it is a roller coaster, and this is what makes you crave food and grab food. It is like this hunger demon that comes out when this happens, and you just grab anything because you start to shake and you start to feel uncomfortable and not yourself. All right, that you need to get this under control because the stress this puts on the vital organs can lead to some diseases of civilization, all right, which is cancer, which is heart disease, which is diabetes, and the obesity and mental health issues. So it's really important we actually crack the cravings, all right, and manage those blood sugar levels. Okay, oxidative stress. The best way to explain oxidative stress is with eating apples. So when you have an apple and you cut it in half and you leave it in the air, it turns brown, okay? That's oxidative stress. But the same thing happens to our cells. We rust from the inside out, and this is because we either drink too much alcohol, we eat the wrong foods, we over-exercise, we under-exercise. So, there's so many things. Life is about a balance, and finding the balance that works for you. And keeping a proper food diary makes a massive difference for you to be able to find what works for your body and what doesn't, okay? So when we have oxidative stress, what it actually does is it damages the tissue. And it damages your DNA, all right? So this system can help reverse that and correct something that is dysfunctional. It takes some effort, but we can correct something that is dysfunctional, all right? So the oxidative stress is actually what underpins all of the diseases of civilization, chronic disease. So it's really important that you get this sorted. And the best products that will give you a baseline to help with that is the optimal range. Okay, so the optimals M and the optimals V is your baseline vitamins and minerals with antioxidants that will really help get that under control as well. So again, if you wanted to add that into the DNA 24 Slenderiiz program, then please feel free to. Everyone is going to be at a different level. So choose the level that you need to be at yourself, because we are all different and we all react differently. Some people act quite quickly to the products, and some people take a little bit longer, which is why we're keeping this for going for the 90 days. So what causes the free radicals? Right, I already mentioned the exercise, obviously smoking, air pollutants, excessive stress. We have products that can help all of that. So if you have a client who is severely overweight and just has a lifestyle that doesn't support this program, you can change their life and transform it with this. This is the beauty, and we're going to give you all the tools and all the support to do that, which is really exciting. This is where I get really excited, because for those of you who know me and work with me, this is where I absolutely thrive with supporting everyone in their weight loss journey and transforming their lives through proper nutrition and the RX products. It's phenomenal. Can't beat it. It's great. It's great. Okay, so carrying on, we're going to take a look at appetite and hunger. Well, this is when your willpower comes in. But who has willpower when you don't know what to do, when you're lost in your journey? We're going to help you with the willpower. And the ingredients that are in the day and night drops are a little bit like willpower in a bottle. So that's also going to help, okay? But we need to recognize what your personal hunger is. Now, this is absolutely fascinating, because a lot of people don't understand when they're hungry and when they're thirsty, and they misinterpret those messages. So I'm going to give you one very simple tip that everyone needs to start with, all right? And that is, when you eat, eat. And when you drink, drink. Do not eat and drink together. So we want to be having our drinks 20 minutes either side of the foods. That's really important. This way, we're going to start retraining the body and the brain to listen to the messages. Because in our fast-paced lives, and with all the refined, I was going to say a naughty word there, refined foods that we eat and convenience foods that we eat, our body's messages are being misinterpreted by our brains. We don't know when we're hungry, so we eat or we don't eat. We don't know when we're thirsty, and then we grab a snack instead of grabbing a glass of water. It is really important we slow down and listen. Okay, you will get the best results if you can do this first. Okay, let's take a look at cellular nutrition. Look, this is where it all starts, right? This is when your body functions properly. The optimal range is, just part of my daily routine. The whole family take it, all right? It is just your baseline optimal nutrition that everyone needs, and that will really help with the cellular nutrition. In an ideal world, everyone would eat over, I think it's 150 to 200 varieties of food a month. The reality is, here in the UK, is that the average person only eats 20 varieties of food a week. Now, compared to the Japanese average, which is 100 varieties of food a week, we wonder why we have more of the diseases of civilization in the Western society than they do in some Asian cultures. It's because we are on autopilot most of the time. We go down the same supermarket aisles, we put the same food in the basket because we know the kids are going to eat it, or we know we're going to like it because we've become picky. It is about getting out of your routine, getting out of your comfort zone with your food, taking a look at the approved food list, making your shopping just for that, and not getting caught. I know lots of you get caught down the end aisles with all of those marketing things, 2-for-1 Penguin bars and Mars bars are, on specials. I know you do that. I see you. One of my best places to hang out is a supermarket, watching people's buying habits. I live a sad life, but there we go. It's really, really important. Now, cellular nutrition for me starts with cleansing those cells to absolutely accept the best nutrition that can come in, okay? And for those of you who know me and work with me, oh my goodness, this is my favorite product. Well, one of my favorite, they're all favorites, but this is where I start everybody on their nutrition journey, and that's the Restorex. Okay, if you haven't had Restorex, you need to, because I just absolutely love it. So I use Restorex, and I'm going to show you how I actually use it, because I make these wonderful, little, so I have these wonderful little bottles that I make up detox shots, all right? So I use 1 scoop of the Restorex, and then I mix it with coconut water, and I squeeze some lemon juice in there, and then I grate some fresh ginger. Amazing for your hormones, just absolutely fantastic. Cheers, everybody. It's great. It is just the most fantastic little detox shot. And I make them up, and you can make them up in the little vials if you want to, because I keep them in the fridge for the kids. And you know, don't forget, my kids are like 20 and 17, getting into you know, going out to bars. So and they don't know what they're drinking, but they like it, and it tastes great in the coconut water. So make sure that you have it. And so that's a really great little tip, that everyone needs to be having that and making sure those cells are clean. So if you have a cell, okay, and you want to lose weight, and you start losing a little bit of weight and cells shrink, okay, you're burning fat, all this kind of stuff. But if those cells are toxic, you will reach a plateau, okay, because the cells can't shrink anymore because they're still full of toxins. So if you want to go to the next level of weight loss and you do a Restorix cleanse, now I love drinking sort of two of those a day, and I'll do it over a 15-day period, one in the morning, one at night. Little detox shots, you can make them up. They stay in the fridge for 3 to 5 days. They're really fun. They taste great. It's part of the routine. It is amazing, okay? And just kind of add some fun and variety in there. Those cells will then start to shrink even more, and you're going to get to your next weight loss goal. So it's just a way that you can actually start working with the body, working with the natural flow of everything as well. Now, I recommend everybody do this anyway, whether you need to lose weight. You guys know me. I don't need to lose weight, but actually I love it because I feel really energized, and I know that my cells are going to, you know, take in all of the amazing nutrients of everything that I'm taking. So, you know, add it to your routine. At least do it twice a year for those of you who want to, or you can just continue doing it as well. So it's great. Add the Restorix. Okay, let's take a look at stress and sleep, which is the next one. I like to call it sleep hygiene. How many people, you know, look, you only have to go on Facebook at, you know, first thing in the morning. Oh, I didn't sleep well last night. Oh, I can't sleep again. Oh, I've got insomnia. I'm like, what are these people on? You know, if they're not taking care of themselves and they're not following certain things, and you are not sleeping properly, your hormones are out of whack, you're not exercising, you're not eating properly, and you are unfit. End of. Okay, so debunk that myth of, you know, all of those. The DNA 24 Slenderiiz program will help with all of that. And again, I'll show you the ingredients that will help with that afterwards. But let's take a look. Some people consume way too much caffeine. Okay, so if you're having, you know, more than 2 coffees a day, then yeah, of course it can, you know, stimulate the body too much. If you're having alcohol too late in the evening as well, that can also interfere with your sleep. Okay, and it's all about getting into the rhythm of everything. Regular sort of sleep schedule, so going to bed at the same time if you can, and waking up at the same time, getting yourself into a routine with that is absolutely essential. Try not to nap during the day, not for too long anyway, you know, because it will actually interfere with your evening sleep. And then if you need to relax during the afternoon, then maybe take a look at sort of active relaxing, which is what I like to call it. Sit and read a book, try not to fall asleep, maybe do some meditation, do some simple stretches, take a stroll, get some fresh air. You know, there's so many things you can do to change your environment that will really help with this. It's really important. Now, this is a real big one because we live in a modern world, right? And there's Wi-Fi everywhere. We've got TVs in bedrooms, we've got cell phones in bedrooms, we've got computers in bedrooms. You know what? Take them out. It makes a massive difference. The electromagnetic fields just sometimes don't let the body calm down. Now, if you are struggling with your weight loss, maybe take a look and address this. I do not allow those things in my kids' bedroom. I really try to let their brain relax and let them get into a rejuvenating sleep while they sleep. It really is immensely important, okay? So even things like using the calm oil, a couple of drops in your bath before you go to bed will make a massive difference. 1 or 2 drops on your pillow. I like to put it on the corners of my pajamas so I smell it, and I just love it. It's great. And taking a look at the temperature of your room. These are all things that will really help. Now, for those of you frantically writing notes, don't worry, because we've got a surprise for you. all of these. We've got loads and loads of tip sheets. I think there's about 12 of them. Paolo, Isham, and myself have gone through them, and we are going to be hopefully putting them on the back office system. Possibly we're looking at getting them translated. Please bear with us, okay, because they are a couple of weeks away. They have to go through compliance, they have to go through translation, and but they're going to be great, and they're going to be, there's about 12 of them made to help you as well. So you know, we can help with that, and it's all tips on sleep and flatter tummy and when to drink your water and weighs and measure charts and everything. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. All there to help you. Okay, so let's take a look at insulin resistance. Okay, really quickly, in a nutshell, insulin resistance is the inability for the body to properly convert food that you eat into energy, okay, into the fuel that fuel your cells. So that just doesn't work properly. So you're going to feel lethargic, and of course this energy is going nowhere. So what's it going to do? It's going to produce a fat cell, okay, and it stores it for later. So we need to make sure that this insulin resistance is working properly. And the main thing is diet that helps that. Okay, so again, going back to the food approved list and making sure your diet is the reduced calories. Now, we have the 1,200 calories, and I've had lots and lots and lots of questions about, you know, I'm this height, and, you know, I'm male or I'm female, and, you know, on and on and on. I'm late 40s, I'm early 20s, you know, is the 1,200 calories for everybody? Okay. Use a little bit of common sense here. If you're doing a massive amount of exercise, then, you know, look accordingly at what you're eating. But all the clinical trials that we did straight across the board, that actually, if you're using all the supporting products as they should be used, then the 1,200 calories is fine. But we are programmed, okay, and there's a lot of misinformation out on the internet, and there's a lot of misinformation that people will try to tell you around certain weight loss issues. If you follow this product, it will achieve the results. You will not eat into lean muscle tissue. You are correcting something that could be dysfunctional, and it takes a while for your body to normalize, okay? Clients are really quick to blame the product if they're feeling unwell. What they forget is they've probably spent 10 or 20 or even 30, 40 years creating the body they have now and not taking responsibility for that body, and we are trying to help them with it. But that also means we need to hold their hand for every single step of that journey. Again, which is why we've created all of the PDFs that we're going to try to get to you as fast as possible, okay? But the information that is available now is massive. There's loads out there, and we're here to support you as much as possible, okay? So the last thing we want to do is any yo-yo dieting. Stick to it, be consistent, commit. Look, 80-20 rule applies here. If you know, it's not the end of the world if you eat a Mars bar, all right? I'm not advocating it one bit at all, but what people need to do is they need to then recommit as fast as possible, go back to the goals, why they're doing this, recommit to the goals, excuse me, and recommit to the why, and then they'll be back on track. It's getting, you know, blips happen all the time, so it's getting everyone back on track, okay? Excuse me. Wonderful, okay. Let's take a look at gut bacteria. Ooh, this is one of my lovely, lovely topics. Now, 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So it's really, really, really important to make sure that you're having, you know, for some fermented foods. If you take a look at sometimes the sauerkrauts and fermented foods, how that helps put the natural gut bacteria. But also when we have the Pure Nourish, which is the vanilla shake that has the prebiotics and probiotics, which really helps with all the gut bacteria and making sure that we're keeping that tummy flat. And that's what that is there for. That makes a massive, massive difference, okay? So moving on to metabolism. Again, we've kind of touched on this. We just want to keep that metabolism humming, okay? Just keep it going and speeding up. Now, there are things that we do that I'm going to bunk a few myths on this metabolism as well. Okay, so take a look at caffeine. people say you should avoid caffeine. I would never take anyone's caffeine away. You know, I'm Canadian. We hibernate for 6 months of the year with hot drinks at home because it's absolutely freezing. So, you know, you can have 2 caffeinated drinks a day. Now, when you take a look at the Rejuvenex product, okay, it has the green tea extract and it has L-theanine in there, which drip feeds the caffeine into the system. Now, you can raise and speed up your metabolism up to 8% by taking the Rejuvenex. And of course, we have those same ingredients in the day and night drops, which I'll touch on in a minute as well. It makes a massive, massive difference. So we do want to be having a little bit of caffeine in the system to rev that metabolism up and keep it humming, okay? All right, people choose the wrong carbs. I don't want you avoiding carbs altogether. Just don't eat the white bread. Yeah, that's just like nutritional zero. There's like no nutrition in white bread at all. You know, might as well eat the plastic wrapper. It's probably got more nutrition in it, or the cardboard box that it comes in, okay? If you're having breakfast cereals like Cheerios or something, forget it. That kind of stuff, remove it. Use your common sense. We want to be having nutrient-dense food all the time that supports every single bit of this journey. And the other one is water. This is massive, okay? Now, that will definitely keep the metabolism going. I said before, have the water in between the meals, and you're looking between 1.5 to 2 liters of water a day. Now, if you're doing more exercise, then you can have more, but again, you know, we want to be having the purest water in those cells. If my body is 75% water, right, then I want the best water in my body, because I am a little bit of a water snob. Okay. Taking a look at organic food, this is a really, really big area. But if you can lower some of the pesticides, look, the things that you eat all the time and the things that have a skin, if you can try to choose organic, it could just be part of the equation that everyone needs to look at with weight loss. Get those toxins away. If you're not eating organic food, you must do the Restorix cleanse, okay? And have a couple of those shots. Even if you had it on hand and did, I don't know, a Restorix cleanse once a month for a week, that would be amazing. Anything to help get those pesticides out of the system. Fat is a solvent for toxins. Remember that. So if you have any fat on your body, trust me, it's full of toxins. You need the Restorix to help remove that and just get you know, the body as normal as possible. Okay, let's just jump because whoa, we are just you know, I could talk for forever if you haven't gathered. So let's take a look at the day and night drops. I just adore these. Okay, so we have our wonderful little day drops. Give it a good shake. Tastes a little bit like chocolate, okay? So for those of you who haven't seen it, there we go. It's just like chocolate drops in, drop it straight under the tongue. Tastes amazing. I haven't had anyone say they don't like it, which is great. So you can say, you know, that's a real USP. Everybody loves it. You know, I've got, yes, picky clients, and they just think it's absolutely amazing. It's 100% natural, okay? It is proven to control your appetite, control how full you feel, and positively affects all the hunger crangs and everything that you could have. So the day drops help you absorb and metabolize the carbohydrates and boost the metabolism, all right? So in conjunction, obviously, with the night drops, which you want to be taking them together, you can shed the pounds and you can keep it off. Again, this is not a yo-yo program at all. This is about keeping it off. You can continue with the products to get to that weight or get to a lower weight. Let's take a look at some of the key ingredients that are in here. And I think we can move the slides. There they are. There we go. Okay, so we have the cacao bean extract that's there, all right, which positively affects the hormones. That's what this one's there for. These are the hormones associated with hunger, and they effectively suppress the appetite. This is not like an old-style appetite suppressant that you are not going to eat. It doesn't work that way, okay? But what it does is it just starts to correct the levels in the body that, again, you have been misinterpreting for many years because of our lifestyle and because of the types of foods that we've been eating. It's just going to correct it back to a regular portion control because we have had portion distortion for ages, okay? So it just really helps with that. And then we have the guarana and the green tea. Again, these help reducing the hunger pan, but it helps you also feel full. So it gives you that sort of satisfying feeling after you eat. Now, the green tea extract, is absolutely fantastic because it drip feeds the caffeine a little bit into the system, but it also naturally contains L-theanine, which is another ingredient that's added, and that just drip feeds everything in there. So you're not going to get like the spikes of the energy. It's nicely controlled and just works beautifully into the system. So if we take a look at some of the other ingredients in there, we have the biotin. I'm just wondering if that is there. Bear with me one second. Nope, we're going to go back. We'll stay on that one. So we have the green coffee bean extract that's also in there. Again, naturally increases the fat burning, you know, which we want, most definitely, but it also has the cinnamon bark extract, which is great for normalizing the insulin levels and curbs any of those cravings, keeps the blood sugar levels nice and even, and there's a lot of amazing science behind that. Adding cinnamon just to your food, for anyone who's diabetic, it will really help that as well. You know, this is all scientifically put together. It is just amazing how synergistically all these ingredients work together, creating this amazing product to support the body, okay? And then we have the chromium that's in there as well, which will cut any of the sugar cravings for those people who have the particular sugar cravings. Okay, then we have our night drops. Now, the night drops, again, we have the holy basil, the astragalus, the cordyceps, which regulate the stress. Do you remember when I talked about the cortisol levels? It is important that when we sleep, we are sleeping soundly, we're sleeping deeply, and the body is rejuvenating. That's what the whole idea of sleep is, right? So again, we have something to support that, which is amazing. But it actually physically, these ingredients lower the cortisol levels and regulate that stress levels in the system. How many corporates do you know who are absolutely burnt out, who could just do with this? It is just amazing. They also help with the feeling of calmness and well-being, and that's just essential for reducing the stress. Okay, and the fructose oligosaccharides that are in there, which isn't on the notes there, but they improve all the gut flora, which aids in digestion while you sleep. How many times do people go to bed after eating a big meal and they're tossing and turning because their digestion system is so slow? This really helps to speed everything through. It is absolutely superb. Okay, so that's just a brief overview of the day and night drops. Again, orally, I like to take them under the tongue, away from food. Carry them with you in your bag. They're so convenient and they can help. Now, they are supported by the Pure Nourish. So the Pure Nourish is a protein shake. Okay, it has a cranberry protein, which has 21 amino acids. It has a pea protein. Again, everything is allergy-free, no GMOs, dairy-free, gluten-free, soya-free. It tastes great. We also have the enzymes that are in there to help you digest it. The older we get, our pancreas just doesn't make the enzymes to break food down. So getting these into the system will help with the digestion, keeping that tummy flat. How great is it? Because most people, want to lose the inches. They want to fit into the dress. And this is a really, really great part of this program. We are having people lose so many more inches than weight-wise. People just jump on the scales. It is such an old school way of testing how you're losing weight. This is about body transformation. We want to have those curves back. We want to have the flat tummy. We want to, burn the fat. We don't want to eat into lean muscle tissue, which you're going to lose weight like that. But that is not necessarily what we want. Taking the Pure Nourish, making sure we're feeding those muscles, we're keeping the lean muscle tissue, keeping that metabolism humming. Remember, humming metabolism, that's what we want. So again, treating the body like a piece of biochemistry, this is what we are. Feed it like a piece of biochemistry, okay? So we've got the prebiotics and the probiotics. All the good gut bacteria. Now, so many people, I don't know, use that terrible stuff, Yakult, right? Which is you can buy, which is, number one is dairy, which I don't like anyway, but it is such a sweetened one probiotic that you take in a little drink and has all these health claims. That, to me, is completely a myth that doesn't work. The prebiotics and the probiotics in Pure Nourish are live. They will get through the stomach acids into the colon where they need to colonize. Why do we have the prebiotics? Because that is the culture for the probiotic to grow on. So we're constantly correcting something that is dysfunctional. You know, Deanna and Tom could have just put a probiotic in there without the cultures for it to grow on, so you had to keep taking the product. This actually corrects something, so they give you the cultures as well for this product to continue working even after you take it. How amazing is that? We need these in our diet all the time. Correct and protect is the absolute philosophy here, okay? All right, so we've got our Pure Nourish. Then we've got the Restorix, which I touched on slightly with how to make your little detox shot. There we go. Okay, so the Restorix. Zeolite. It has, I think, 7 ingredients. We've got zeolite, which is an activated volcanic mineral. That's when the lava meets the sea. And then it makes a zeolite, which is incredibly rich in calcium, magnesium, and potassium. So again, it makes this alkalized magnetic magnet, really, that soaks up all the toxins, and then we eliminate it out of the system. It's a very general explanation, but it's an easy one for people to understand. And the one that I always use to explain it is, imagine if you had a fruit bowl and you got, you know, apples, oranges, grapefruits, bananas, avocados, all those things in there that are really good, and then you throw a bunch of candies, okay? So if you were to take the Restorix, the zeolite, and hover it over the fruit bowl, it would lift up all the candies and get rid of them and leave all the good fruit. So we're leaving all the good bacteria and everything that's beneficial in the gut and removing everything that's bad. The yeast, the parasites, the heavy metals, all of those are removed from the system that we don't need, and all the good stuff is kept, okay? So the activated charcoal, not just any sort of activated charcoal, it's the best from the white willow bark, which is anti-inflammatory and can help actually relieve some pain as well. Then we have the chia seeds that are in there, which are mineral rich and full of fiber and full of omegas. We also have the spirulina, which is a blue-green algae, which is 65% protein, okay? So, you know, for those protein freaks that are out there, again, the Restorix is just loaded with protein and B12 and iron and omegas and calcium. So, you know, it is a fantastic supplement to be taking. Don't be scared of it in any particular way. It's a very alkaline superfood that can be added to your daily routine, okay? I was going to have another shot then, but decided not to. Okay, then we also have the chlorella and the ginger root that's in there as well. Again, everything is just supporting the hormone system and going back to the main topics, the main topics about weight loss. It helps those. And then we have the wonderful Rejuvenex. Well, this is just great. It is just a super fruit berry boost that just supercharges your day. I absolutely love it. And, you know, I use it with my kids. My 17-year-old just finished the GCSE. She got great scores, and this just helped her get through that, because it's a grueling, she had 20 exams over 4 weeks. That was an exam a day, and it was just crazy. She got through it. She got amazing, you know, A stars, A's, B's, and that is because she had the mental focus and the energy to get through it. So it was fantastic. We've got acai berry in there. We've got mangosteen. We've got macao berry. We've got noni. We've got sea buckthorn. We've got goji berries. Goji berries are just fantastic. I think they're called wolfberries in China. They are amazing. And again, it has the L-theanine and the green coffee extract, so a little bit of caffeine, but the L-theanine is just going to drip feed it into the system. It is just a super product that everyone needs to be taking and adding into their diet as well. So here we are. We have the whole range, and if you want to continue with it, again, the Power Boost is super. These are branched chain amino acids. They are lysine, isolysine, and valine. There we go. I did remember. Those are the 3 amino acids. There's 21 amino acids, and those are 3 of them. Branched chain amino acids to help you burn more fat. So again, if you wanted to add a scoop of that to the Pure Nourish, or I make a bullet coffee with that. So basically, I get a teaspoon of instant coffee or a shot of espresso, and I add a scoop of the Power Boost. I add a non-dairy milk. I whiz it all up. If you want to add some raspberries or some peanut butter to that, you can do. It makes an amazing shake, and it's just almost a meal in itself, and it'll help you burn fat while you're sitting at your desk, which is, isn't that what we all want to do? So that's a really good one. And then I also take a look at the Beauty Boost. So I obviously see a lot of clients who have digestive disorders, okay? This isn't just for amazing skin, by the way. It's going to help your digestive system, because this is what I use it almost the most for. The byproduct is fantastic looking skin, but it has 1,000 micrograms of biotin, which will help anybody who has IBS, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, colitis, and if you have any type of bloating, this will help reduce the bloating as well. So it is amazing because it helps pull the nutrients through the digestive system wall when that is disabled slightly through some of those diseases. So again, you know, the byproduct with the Dermaval in there, which is the sort of vegetarian collagen, you know, that really helps with all the fruit and vegetable extracts that are in that. And then it also has the Aquamin, which is a trademark from the Red Sea algae, which is amazing for hydration. So if you have any athletes or if you're doing any extra exercise yourself, you need to be using that like a recovery fluid, like for hydration. It is absolutely superb. So that kind of just covers the whole DNA 24 range in a whistle-stop tour of all of that. And can I just say that it's been amazing having all of Europe on. I've got people from all over Europe watching me and sending me lovely little messages. So thank you, France, because I've got a message, and thank you, Portugal, and thank you, Netherlands as well. So that's great. Oh, and Spain. It's really wonderful. And of course, everyone here in the UK and Ireland, and everyone as well. So thank you, Isham. I'll pass over to you in case there's any questions that have come in from you.
That's fine for me. If anyone have a question, we can take 5 minutes to respond maybe. Let's check. Can feel like to achieve. You have the thanks from Scotland. We have French people. We have many people from Europe.
Ah, fantastic. It's great to have so many people on board. I'm really happy to help. And if I can help in any other way, then, you know, either just send corporate head office a message. It takes me a while sometimes to get through all the messages that I have. I'm not ignoring everybody. I'm just busy and I can't answer all of them. So I'm going to apologize now. And those of you, you know, go through your leaders and ask your leaders the questions, and they can always get to me. They have my WhatsApp, and you know, I'm happy to help however I can. But it's been an honor to help training on the DNA 24 Slenderiiz weight loss program, and I wish everyone the best of luck.
Okay, so that's perfect. So we don't have many questions.
Okay.
We had one: can we drink coffee during the DNA 24 program?
Well, yes and no. So if you're caffeine sensitive, then obviously don't have coffee. But caffeine can actually speed up the metabolism, you know, between 5 and 8%. But don't be putting regular dairy milk in there, and don't be putting sugar in it either. Okay. But can I just say, why have coffee when you can have the you know, the pure caffeine that's in the Rejuvenex? And also, don't forget that there is a little bit in here as well, so you don't want to be on caffeine overload. Just stick to the products, again, because some of the coffee beans, you know, might be toxic to the system. So I think it's case by case, but just, you know, if you can stick to the products, then that would be best.
Another question, Barbara.
Yep.
Can you give us your detox recipe one more time?
Yeah, okay. So I use 1 scoop of the Restorix, okay, and I use about 50 mils, 50 milliliters, just a tiny amount, because don't forget it's just going to fit in this little tiny bottle, just like a shot glass. Look, I finished it. A shot glass full um, of coconut water, and then I squeeze in half a lime. Was I muted then?
Yeah, there is a little problem. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. So, Isham, if I send you the recipe and a picture, would you be able to put it on the RX corporate website with the recipe?
I'm not sure of that. We need to check with the communication department if we can do that, but we can
Okay.
ask. Yeah,
So
we
just
can
really,
ask.
really quickly, yeah, if you wanted to use 1 scoop of Restorix,
Hmm?
squeeze a half a lime, you use 50 mils of coconut water, and you grate in a little bit of fine ginger, and then just shake it all up. And I normally make 2 a day for 1 week. So I do a detox sort of for, 1 week at a time, and I drink 2 of them a day. So I make enough up for 3 days. So I make 6 at a time and keep them in the fridge just for me or the other kids. I mix them in the little vials, okay, and then they're just handy in the fridge, or you can take it and go, and then just whip the top off and have a drink, and it's great. Detox shot, fantastic.
Great. Last one. I will take a last one, and we are good. Um, when you buy to use the pure nourish and all the product are there, instruction to let you know when to take them. Do you have all
Yeah,
information on the product?
absolutely, absolutely. All the information is on the product. So the Pure Nourish Shakes is not a meal replacement. So you're having that as an extra alongside maybe a healthy breakfast. You want to have the shake or the power boost, or before you work out or after you work out. So all the instructions are available. Yeah.
And a little last one, ladies that are in HRT, is it compatible?
Ladies that are in age.
HRT.
Oh, ladies with HRT. Yes, absolutely. There's no contraindications with the medication on here, especially HRT. So if they're on HRT, this will really help them immensely, for sure. And you also want to be supporting any ladies on HRT. Definitely need to be on the omegas as well. Okay, they need to be having that for sure.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, so just for all the people, for your team, the recording will be available very soon. You should receive a notification as soon as the the recording is online. Thank you so
Wonderful.
much. Thank you so much for your time. Barbara,
Thank you
thank you so
very much,
much.
everybody. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.